The old oak house creaked softly in the deep velvet embrace of midnight. Young Leo lay wide awake, tangled in his quilt, the silence pressing down like a physical weight. Schoolyard whispers about his quiet nature echoed in his head, making him feel smaller than a dust mote drifting in a moonbeam down the hallway. A sliver of light escaped from beneath his grandmother's door, drawn by a need he couldn't name. Leo padded silently across the cool wooden floor and nudged it open. Grandma Lara sat in her worn rocking chair, not reading, not knitting, simply gazing out the large window that framed the vast, inky sky ablaze with countless stars. "Can't sleep, little owl?" she murmured, her voice like dry leaves rustling gently. Without waiting for an answer, she patted the footstool beside her. "Come, the night air holds different kinds of dreams." Leo nestled against her knees, the familiar scent of lavender and old books washing over him. Grandma Alara didn't offer empty comforts or easy solutions. Instead, she pointed a gnarled finger towards the glittering expanse. "See them, Leo? They're not just pretty lights tonight, they're bursting. They've been watching, gathering stories all day, and now they need to whisper their secrets. Lean close, listen with more than your ears." Leo squinted, trying to silence the thrum of his own worries, focusing on the immense quiet punctuated only by the rhythmic chirp of crickets outside. He felt impossibly small beneath that star-strewn dome, yet strangely held then. It wasn't a sound, but a feeling that bloomed in his chest, warm, like sunlight on stone, carrying the faint scent of wild strawberries. It was a memory, not his own. A little girl, his grandmother, hiding tears behind the garden shed after dropping her mother's precious blueberry pie. The sharp tang of crushed fruit mixing with her quiet shame. The feeling softened, replaced by the gentle pressure of her mother's hand on her head, wordless comfort radiating stronger than any scolding. The star that seemed to pulse slightly overhead dimmed, its secret shared. A deeper quiet settled, filled only by the rhythmic creak of Grandma Alara's rocking chair and the distant lullaby of the night. Leo felt the vastness of the sky not as something cold and distant, but as a warm, listening presence. Then a new sensation brushed against his mind, a sharp pang of loneliness, sharp as a winter wind, followed by a wave of fierce, protective warmth. This time, the images were his own, sitting alone on the playground bench watching others play tag, the sting of exclusion. Fresh, but layered over it was the fierce, unwavering certainty of his grandmother's love, a constant warmth he carried within him even when she wasn't physically near, like an ember glowing steadily in his heart. He gasped softly, "They saw that? They saw me feeling alone?" Grandma Alara squeezed his shoulder. "They see everything, little all the hard bits and the soft bits. Sharing the hard bits makes them lighter, even if it's just with the sky." Another star seemed to wink knowingly, its light momentarily brighter before settling back into the cosmic tapestry. A comfortable silence stretched between them, filled with the shared understanding of the stars' language. Leo rested his head against his grandmother's knee, watching the constellations slowly wheel across the heavens. Then, a new current flowed into the quiet room. It wasn't a childhood memory, but something deeper, more complex, a bittersweet ache woven with profound gratitude. He saw glimpses of his own mother as a little girl, laughing, then later, worry lines etching his grandmother's face during times Leo was too young to remember. He felt the immense, terrifying weight of responsibility she carried, the silent fears she wrestled with in the dark hours, the constant prayer for strength. Yet, overriding it all was a love so vast and deep it felt like the ocean beneath the stars, endless and powerful. Leo looked up, his eyes finding hers, glistening with unshed tears reflecting the starlight. He understood this wasn't just her secret shared with the stars. It was a gift to him, a glimpse into the hidden currents of her heart. "Oh, Grandma," he whispered, his voice thick. She simply smiled, a soft, sad, beautiful smile, and wiped a tear from his cheek with her thumb. Even the oldest trees feel the wind, little owl, she murmured, sharing the weight helps us stand taller. The air hummed with a profound tenderness. Leo understood now that the stars weren't just passive listeners. They were witnesses to the quiet courage of everyday love. He snuggled closer. The earlier anxieties about school whispers melting away under the immense, silent compassion radiating from the sky and the woman beside him. He felt incredibly safe, anchored not just by his grandmother's physical presence, but by the invisible threads of shared vulnerability stretching between them and reaching up into the cosmos. The loneliness that had felt so heavy earlier now seemed small. Dissolved in the vastness of this connection, he realized the stars weren't judging his quiet nature. They were reflecting the strength found in simply being present, in listening, in enduring. The warmth in his chest wasn't just comfort. It was a newfound sense of belonging to something far greater than the schoolyard. Grandma Alara's breathing deepened, a soft rhythm against the backdrop of the night. Her eyes drifted closed, her hand resting gently on Leo's head. Leo stayed very still, watching her peaceful face in the starlight. He felt a profound sense of guardianship settle over him. The stars continued their silent watch, their light a gentle benediction on the old house and its inhabitants. He understood that the secrets whispered weren't burdens dropped, but burdens shared, transformed into threads of connection woven into the fabric of the night. The vastness above was no longer intimidating. It felt like a sheltering dome, a testament to the enduring nature of love and memory. He listened, not just to the crickets now, but to the deep, quiet song of the universe itself. A song of resilience whispered in starlight. Leo didn't know how long he sat there, keeping watch as his grandmother slept. The first faint blush of dawn began to soften the deepest blacks of the eastern sky, turning them to a gentle indigo. The most brilliant stars still held their ground, though their light seemed softer now, gentler. Leo looked down at his grandmother's sleeping face, peaceful and unguarded. He thought about the secrets shared, her childhood stumble, his moments of loneliness, her deep, abiding fears and love. A quiet understanding bloomed within him, warm and certain. The true magic wasn't just in the stars speaking, but in the courage to listen to each other, to share the hidden corners of the heart, even without words. He gently covered her legs with the edge of the quilt that had slipped down. The love he felt wasn't loud or demanding. It was a steady, quiet ember, glowing with the same enduring light as the fading stars outside. He finally felt ready to sleep, carrying the night's whispered secrets not as a weight, but as a warm, comforting cloak woven from starlight and love. The world outside the window was waking, but within Leo, a deep, star-born peace settled, promising rest and the quiet strength found in shared vulnerability beneath the watchful, whispering sky.